Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and today is day 5 of my Crafter's Companion 2021 Advent Calendar series, and behind today's door is a set of 2 dies. One die, combined, they create this really nice layered gift box or present, and one die will cut out the backing plate or the shadow layer of your present, and then the other die will cut out a slightly smaller present that you can layer on top, and it is a full cutout, so it's not just the pattern that cuts into it. So it includes the outline and that stripy pattern and a little bow detail. And so what I've done is with the larger die that just cuts out the shadow layer, I've die cut 3 presents out of solid color cardstock. And then using the smaller of the 2 dies, I've cut out the present in coordinating pattern papers. And all of the papers that I'm using for this card are actually scraps left over from my makes from previous Crafter's Companion boxes. So these dies are great scrap busters. The size of the present itself is actually a really nice size. It's at its tallest, it's about 2 1/4 or just over tall, and at its widest it's just under 2 inches wide, so can be a really nice focal image on your card. I did also pull out this Crafter's Companion word die set, and it's actually a Stampin' Die set from their Fancy Font series. So each of these Stampin' Die sets has a word die in this scripty sort of font, and then a coordinating stamp set that lets you kind of add a little bit of a phrase or additional words to really kind of build out your sentiment. So it's really nice to kind of customize your sentiment in that way. And I've gone ahead and die cut that 3 times. So I'll adhere the pattern paper layer of my present onto my backing plate layer. So what I like to use when I apply adhesive to my to intricate die cuts like these is sometimes I like to use my dotty tape runner, because instead of a solid strip of tape, it just has lots of little itty bitty dots of adhesive. And so those dots will adhere just to the paper where there is paper. So where you have cutout areas, you may get the stray dot or so, which I'm just going to go ahead and use my gum eraser, as you just saw, to pick those up and kind of clean out those edges. But for the most part, it's pretty clean. And I did get a tear just now on this particular present, but that's no problem, because I'm just going to, once I have this glued down, no one's ever going to know that piece of paper tore. I'm just going to be careful to kind of line things up so that it looks as natural as I can get it. And there you have it. You know, nothing happened. So this particular pattern paper that I'm using as my background is actually what inspired the color palette for the rest of my card, because it's got these dainty little flower clusters that are in those 3 colors. So it's got the yellow, the pink, and the teal. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think all of the pattern papers and solid color cardstocks that I'm using actually came from the same Crafter's Companion box, but they might have. I just know that because once I've crafted with a card box, I just put all of my scraps together, so I'm not exactly sure if it all came from the same set or across different sets, but they coordinate pretty well. So I plan to use all 3 presents along the bottom of my mini slimline card. And what I'm doing here is I'm just stacking 2 of the Celebrate die cuts, the 2 white ones, and this is to give a little bit of strength, a little bit of dimension to my sentiment so that it pops up a little bit, because the font is just so so delicate that it's going to be impossible to get, foam underneath that sentiment unless I die cut out of foam. But it's just as easy to use some scrap paper and layer up a couple times. So I'll have ultimately a stack of 3 die cuts for my word. And here's where I realized that these presents are rather large, and to fit 3 across doesn't leave too much room left on my card for my sentiment, which is also a really nice scale. And so I'm gonna switch gears a little bit and only use the 1 present. And here's another way you can glue intricate die cuts. This is a quickie glue pen, which is really nice because you can just use it like a regular pen. And when you draw down or initially kind of draw where you want to apply glue, the adhesive is initially blue, so you can actually see where you're putting adhesive. That way you know what kind of coverage you're getting. And this is such a long word that I did go back to the beginning and just dot on some extra glue. You have a little bit of time before it dries, so you don't have to rush, but I just wanted to make sure there was still some nice wet adhesive at the beginning there. And I'm offsetting this final layer so that my white becomes a little bit of a highlight. So the white layer is sort of up and to the left, as if that was where my light source is coming from. And then I'll go ahead and glue down my present and then glue down my sentiment. Now, my mini slimline is actually 3.5 by 5.5, and that's mostly so that I can make 2 card bases from a US letter size piece of cardstock. So I don't know if this is the standard slimline size, but I figure this is a much more efficient use of a US letter size paper. So that is pretty much our card complete. What I'm going to do is just dot on some Nuvo drops, and that will be the final finishing touch to this card. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider liking, commenting, and sharing. And if you want to catch tomorrow's video and get a notification when that gets published, hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Thanks so much, and until tomorrow, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye!